Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and touch on a fragrance that was released in 2015. It's a newer fragrance-ish from the house of Polo. We're talking about Polo Supreme Leather. Now Supreme Leather comes in a box like so, and it says Supreme Leather. It's got the standard Polo, and the bottle looks very similar to all the other Polo bottles out there. So it says Supreme Leather, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's kind of got a brown colorway going to it. So brown and gold, and it keeps many of the regular other qualities of the Polo line. Now this fragrance is available for purchase at the site of Notino. Look down below and you'll see a link and you can find it heavily discounted, so check it out. It's available in one main size that I've seen, which is 4.2. I have seen some advertisements around for a smaller size of it, but I still had no success kind of turning it up. So for all intents and purposes, I'm going with 4.2. That's the main size that this fragrance has. So let's get right into the actual scent itself. Notes of the fragrance are listed on screen. The biggest takeaway with this one is it goes by its name, Supreme Leather, and it does have a leather scent. However, this is Polo's interpretation of leather. And by Polo's interpretation of leather, I mean this is more of a softer leather, if you will. It's more of a suede-ish type quality. It's not as leathery, if you will, as many of the other fragrances that are out there. This is also supplemented by honey, and it's also supplemented by a lot of spices that go into it. Now, anytime that I see a fragrance that has a lot of spices, I instantly, tell myself and I tell other people that you want to try it on your skin because it will have a different reaction with you. Now, the spices that this does have mix really well with my skin. So well, in fact, that it becomes almost a completely different type of a scent, which is really pleasing. It comes across as very warm, very generous, very supple. At the same time, it's almost like a soft leather that this comes across as. Soft leather with like honey drizzled on it and spices kind of mixed in and thrown in on it. Very unique type of a scent. Now, this scent itself to me is unique, however the genre is not. There are many fragrances that kind of do what this fragrance is doing. Many of the Bulgari fragrances like Black Orient, for example, does it. Yves Saint Laurent, the M7, the more recent version of M7 kind of does what this is doing. There are many fragrances that kind of do what this does, but this does what it does very uniquely on that. So it actually more reminds me of some of the more niche fragrances that are out there. The way that they handle especially the honey and the leather kind of put together, it really does remind me of some of the niche fragrances that are out there. So fantastic job, and it's a welcome addition to the Polo line itself, because most of the Polo fragrances, if not almost all of them, are on the lighter side, with the exception of, even with the oud that it has, they're on the lighter side, and this is a nice winter, darker addition to the Polo line. So if you're a fan of Polo, for sure, you definitely want to check this one out. This is a good fragrance for the winter months, for the fall and winter. It's a good fragrance to wear as a date night fragrance. Going out, you're going out to a party or anything like that, you may want to go ahead and pull this one on. Now, it is on the softer side, a little bit closer to your skin, so if it's a party where there's a lot of smells going on, a lot of things going on, then you may want to kind of caution yourself on that one. But either way, kind of mix and match it for that. I go generally about 3-4 sprays with this one. You can overspray this one, so do be careful on the trigger with this one. I think this is actually a little bit more suited towards older gentlemen and towards people that are a little bit more on the mature side. So not to say that you can't wear it if you're a younger person, but I do think it has a little bit more of a mature vibe to the fragrance itself. As far as compliments goes, this fragrance did get me compliments. It did get one unsolicited compliment, and when I had people smell it, they did enjoy the smell. They liked the smell. They thought that it was deep, they thought that it was rich, and they thought that it was inviting. Their words, not mine. So very interesting on it. And finally, with performance, the performance on this fragrance is good. I'm getting 8+ hours on my skin. It does tend to kind of drop off suddenly at the end. It goes strong throughout the entire fragrance, but it does sort of drop off at the end. If you spray it a little bit on your clothes though, it'll last a lot longer. But scent does tend to stick around, so you might not want to actually do that. But you know what? It's all up to you. Sillage on this fragrance, good. And the projection on this fragrance is good. It's going to project a couple feet away, and it'll do perfectly fine on that. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating 4 out of 5 stars. This is a solid release from the House of Polo. The one thing that really drags the fragrance down is I do think it's a little bit on the expensive side for a Polo fragrance. Now, I could just be talking out of my butt here, but you know, it's just a feeling that I get with the Polo fragrance. It's not to take anything away from the fragrance. It is a nice fragrance, and if you can find it discounted, speaking of a discounted link, it's Notino down below, then I do think it is actually worth it for it. And the other thing kind of dragging it down is the fact that it does have, there are many sort of genre type scents that do match this scent out there. Now, onto the positive side of the fragrance, why would you buy this fragrance? If you're looking for a fall scent, especially from the House of Polo, and you like Polo fragrances because it does kind of go with that line, take a look at this fragrance. It's easily wearable. It's for a heavy scent. I actually don't think it will really manage to offend many people, especially if you go one spray on it. You're going to smell extremely nice, you're going to smell extremely inviting and not off-putting as well. So absolutely fantastic in that regards. Easily wearable, easily accessible, and a good addition to the Polo line. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Send me a message, leave me a note, do whatever you got to do. Thank you guys, take care of yourselves, and you guys have a great day.